Episode 154. Episode? Is that what we're calling these? A fine music. I just realized I said episode. I don't know. Okay. At any rate, it's always a treat to have Jim Babwe giving us something new, and yet today, not so new. Tell us
Today
about
it's
it,
a
Jim.
rediscovery. Today it's a rediscovery. And I remember enjoying listening to King Crimson in college, but it's been a really long time since I put one of their CDs or records on the turntable. And man, there's so much of their music that I haven't yet heard. I'm going to be finding some music of myself this next week because I really enjoyed going back and listening to the tunes that I was familiar with. And I learned something about some of those songs too. Um, in the Court of the Crimson King, I think is the album that most people are familiar with. It's got that famous face on it, the animated
Started it
face,
all,
whatever you want to
yeah.
call it. And, you know, King Crimson, I can't imagine how long does it take to practice to be able to play music like that? They are really the essence of progressive rock, I think, and ranging from, you know, hard stomping, loud, annoy the neighbors type of thing to really nice and mellow, sweet. And then there's a song on one of their albums uh, where they do barbershop quartet. And it's just one of the weirdest, most surprising things I've ever heard.
Before you go any farther, I just
Yeah,
want to put a note there on the beginning of King Crimson.
yeah,
A little tidbit of 411 here. You've heard of a band called Yes?
a little bit. I've heard once in a
A little
while.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They were just starting out back in 1968, and they went to a King Crimson performance, and they were blown away, of course, by how well they played. And so John told the rest of the band, "We got to practice, man.
Oh boy, I'll tell you.
Yeah, we're not as
When you
good as
think,
them."
I don't know if you guys are musicians, but when I hear a really, a virtuoso performance, it's just I'm blown away by that because I think about how long did it take these guys to practice to get to that level. And the older I get, the more I respect musicians of all genres because of that reason. I'm not a guy. I'm not going to go out and buy a Carpenter's album today, right? I'm just not.
Well,
But
that's your
if you listen
problem.
to their music, I mean, it's precise. I mean, it's competent, like more than
Let the
that.
voice of Karen Carpenter draw you in.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll go
You'll
get a
you'll
sandwich.
toss aside all the other
Well, she's a drummer
smarmy
too,
things.
kind of crazy, but really
Yeah, well,
precise. You know?
who can you trust?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Let's get
a
back to
couple
the
of the
barbershop
songs that I,
quartet.
a
Barbershop
couple of
quartet.
yeah, a couple of the songs that I really liked. Hearing again, uh, Thela Hujinjit. I don't know if you
Oh
remember
yeah,
that song.
that's from the Discipline era.
That is an that is an anagram for heat in the jungle. Learn something every day. And then another one, that's a Japanese word, and I got to find it in my notes here.
I heard that Talking Heads and King Crimson each wrote songs with anagrams of the name of the other band.
That's cool. I know Brian Eno wrote a song called King's Lead Hat, and that's on Before and After Science, and that's an anagram for Talking Heads.
Yep.
So, and then you have, what's the Jim Morrison
Mojo
anagram?
Rising, Mr.
Mr.
Mojo
Mojo Rising. That's
Rising.
it. That's it. Yeah.
I'll take
Uh,
anagrams for 600. No, I'm
hey,
sorry,
and
man.
speaking of
Continue.
anagrams, let's see. If you go to Anagram Insanity on the internet, you
Yeah.
can make your own anagrams. It's really a cool site.
Oh.
You know. Anyway,
Hmm.
I'm going to share here a link to the song that just totally blew me away. Okay, what happened here? Okay, what happened? Did I share that yet? No, here we go. Enter. There it is. That's a link to a live recording of 21st Century Schizoid Man that lasts 10 minutes and 57 seconds. There are three drummers in this recording, in this video, and it is one of the most amazing performances of a piece of music that I've ever seen. It is so precise, and yet they leave room for each other's solos, and so it's precise and loose at the same time. It's just an amazing, amazing video. Not only would I recommend it, if it's required reading, it's required video for all you guys. The test will be, well, I don't know, I haven't figured that out yet.
Which brings us to Yes Trivia number 2.
Go ahead.
back in 1973, there's this little band called Yes made an album called Close to the Edge.
Remember that?
It received a few good reviews.
A little, huh?
And after it was recorded, Bill Bruford thought to himself, we're never going to top this. And Robert Fripp said, well, then maybe you're ready to join King Crimson.
Oh boy.
And
Cool.
he did.
The album Discipline is also just totally awesome. Elephant
But that's
Talk.
down the line. That's another incarnation.
Oh yeah. I didn't
around
realize how
79.
many albums they had. They have a whole,
Yeah.
they've been recording consistently for a long time. The album that's the I'm gonna go out and get after this episode today. It's called Radical Action to Unseat the Hold of Monkey Mind. And it's all live recordings of old King Crimson and new King Crimson, the Talking Drum, which is on Lark's Tongue and Aspic, which is a great album. There's the title song, 21st Century Schizoid Man is the one that you will see on the video based on the link there. Another one that's awesome on that album is Suitable Grounds for the Blues, Three of a Perfect Pair, Industry, and I like this one, Dig Me. Lark's Tongue in Aspic, Part 3, Sleepless, and that's where the barbershop thing is, and it's called the King Crimson Barbershop. And that's
straightforward.
It's so different, and it's King Crimson. You just go, okay, these guys are professional musicians that aren't limited by any boundaries at all, and so that's one of the things that makes them fun to listen to. So that's my thing on King Crimson today.
There's so much you can say about King Crimson. It's so true. All those incarnations and the different members. Like I'm trying to remember the names of all the drummers. Bill Bruford, of course.
Oh, we can find.
Bill Bruford.
I can find that right now. Hold on a second. Let me get my
those names because they're very interesting names.
Yeah,
and Adrian
Robert Fripp,
Ballou is the Discipline lead singer.
What would Robert Fripp do if he wasn't a musician? That's
Oh wow! Well,
that's one of the questions that I ask about some musicians.
You know what he's been doing lately?
Nope.
Yeah, he's married, of course, to a singer, and every Sunday she does a cover of some famous song.
Really?
And Robert's there, enjoying it all. he plays a little guitar, but he's basically enjoying his wife. Who's quite the performer. Yeah. Every Sunday on
there's
YouTube.
An album that he does with Brian Eno. I think it's called Fripp and Eno, and I remember listening to that in college, and that blew me away.
Oh yeah, anything with Brian Eno is going to be good one way or the other.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. We got a list of members of the band.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah. Well, we got. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's pretty long. Past members. It says past members: Robert Fripp, Mel Collins, Tony Levin, Pat Mastelotto, Gavin Harrison, Jaco Jazik. I can't remember I don't know how to pronounce that.
Jaco Pastorius.
Jeremy Stacy. Huh?
Yeah. Jaco Pastorius?
No, it starts JAKSZYK, whole string of consonants right there.
Ooh, okay, that's probably from Europe.
Yeah, then we got Greg Lake, Michael Giles, Ian McDonald, Gordon Haskell, Andy McCullough, Ian Wallace, Boz Burrell, Bill Bruford. There's
Bad Company.
John Wetton, another one. David Cross, Jamie Moore, Adrian Ballou, Trey Gunn, and Bill Reifid.
That's quite a roster. Robert Fripp has had some great collaborations. That's for certain.
Album numbers. How many albums do they have? Let's see. Oh boy.
A lot.
It's a lot. Discography 6. Okay, we'll go down here and just see. Oh,
a lot of live albums.
Current members: Robert Fripp, Mel Collins, Tony Levin, Pat Mastelotto, Gavin Harrison, Jaco with the unpronounceable last name, and Jeremy Stacy. Okay, discography. Here we go. From 1969 to 2003. The wiki doesn't list the 2017 album, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So add 1 for 14.
That's all? No, it's more than that. Yeah.
It's got to be. Be. Incomplete discography. But
any band that's got Tony Levin in it, it's a good band.
Well, watch this video. Watch the video at the link here. It's just an amazing performance. I would love to see that band live.
Could you say the link out loud just in case it doesn't show up in the YouTube video?
That would be youtube.com WATCH question mark V the equal sign
Oh,
3028 lowercase o uppercase DEKZ lowercase O4.
I asked for it. All right,
Yeah,
so
there
you
you
can
go.
always pause the video, play it super slow and get those numbers, or just look it up, right? They have a very good algorithm for finding things, so you'll probably
King
find it.
Crimson live, Court of the
Mhm.
Crimson King.
All right,
Oh,
thank you,
21st
Jim.
century schizoid man. That's it.
Hey,
That's it.
yeah, and don't get me started on Greg Lake. You know, there's on YouTube, there's a recording of just his voice, the vocal track from Epitaph. My God,
Pretty good, huh?
worth the price of admission just to hear the voice. Incredible. You heard it here on Fine Music. That was episode 154. Thank you again, Jim. Hey, King Crimson, who are they like? It's more like the other way around. Who's like
Yeah, it
King
is, huh?
Crimson? Yeah. All right. We'll figure that
Yeah.
out later. Thank you again, Jim.